Tbilisi Medical Academy, TMA, is situated in the heart of the capital of Georgia, preparing students to serve their communities all around the world. Georgia is the fourth safest country in the world and the safest country in Europe, with a unique multicultural society, picturesque nature, and ancient history. TMA offers various programs recognized by the World Federation of Medical Education, WFME, that enable its students to continue their studies and/or get employed anywhere in the world. TMA ascribes special importance to competence and professionalism. With theoretical knowledge and practical experience, students will be introduced to important values and key concepts relevant to medical practice. Competence-based medical education, CBME, is a key feature of our curriculum, which implies that the learning outcomes of the curriculum are formulated in such a way that the students are exposed to theoretical knowledge, practical skills implementation, and important medical values. Our students gain practical experience in 30 leading clinics in Georgia. Representatives of our partner universities are intensively involved in the development and modernization of educational programs, introducing modern teaching, learning and assessment techniques such the Academy creates a quality-oriented, modern and equal learning environment where students gain practical experience along with theoretical knowledge. Academic personnel who constantly learn and evolve. Exchange programs with universities in European countries where they have the opportunity to excel and get qualified, in conjunction with intensively attending international conferences, seminars and trainings such as AMEE, AMSE, EUA, WFME, etc. The Academy has established the Student Curriculum Committee with a purpose to support and nurture students as necessary. The Academy offers students a variety of exchange programs at European universities, in conjunction with relevant clinical rotations, clerkships at various hospitals around the world.
European University in Tbilisi, Georgia, established as a teaching university in 2011, offers diverse programs in law, business, medicine, humanities, and social sciences at both bachelor's and master's levels. Its Faculty of Medicine, launched in 2014, boasts modern facilities and experienced faculty. Many international students opt for its medical programs due to its English language instruction and comprehensive approach to education. The university facilitates clerkships and bedside teaching through partnerships with around 60 clinics across Georgia, allowing students to focus on learning. Additionally, European University owns Joe Ann University Hospital, a renowned medical center specializing in cardiology, cardiac surgery, and pediatric heart surgery, offering invaluable clinical experience to students. With numerous clubs and groups catering to various interests, students have ample opportunities for socializing and exploration outside of their studies. Richmond Gabriel University, RGU, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, offers a serene yet academically enriching environment for medical studies. With campuses in Kingstown and Arnos Vale, both located on the picturesque island of St. Vincent, RGU provides dedicated transportation between its two locations. Established in 2011, RGU's School of Medicine has rapidly gained recognition and attracted students from around the world. Many graduates have pursued successful careers in healthcare globally, reflecting the university's commitment to excellence in medical education. Admission to the medicine program at Richmond Gabriel University does not require an entrance exam. Instead, candidates are evaluated based on their application. Successful applicants are invited for an in-person or online interview to assess their commitment to medicine and interpersonal skills.
The city of Novi Sad is located in the lush fertile flatlands in the north of Serbia along the Danube River. Opposite to the Fruška Gora mountain and national park, the city is situated on both banks of the Danube. Located opposite to the scenic Petrovaradin fortress, Novi Sad is the capital of Vojvodina province and the second largest city in Serbia. Its abundant cultural heritage and present status offer rich content of various cultural manifestations throughout the year and place Novi Sad on its rightful place at the center of cultural map of Serbia. The city of Novi Sad, one of the most beautiful in the region, is a university center which comprises 14 faculties, 2 institutes, 8 university centers, Association of Centers for Interdisciplinary and Multidisciplinary Studies and Research, ASIMSI, 10 centers, and faculty research centers, which offers a variety of educational opportunities for students, lifelong continuing education, research and advancement. The University of Novi Sad was founded in 1960 and today is the second largest among 6 state universities in Serbia, with its main university campus covering an area of 259,807 square meters. The main campus is located along the picturesque Danube embankments with a stunning view of the Petrovaradin fortress, making this a perfect place for contemplation and development of vibrant young minds. Welcome to the Faculty of Medicine, Novi Sad. You have made the right choice for your professional and continuous education as well as research. We wish you the best results during your studies in the future. We will try our best to provide you with knowledge on the basis of the tradition of our faculty and modern techniques, methods and principles of teaching for noble professions you have chosen. To you and our patients, knowledge for health. Teachers and employees of the Faculty of Medicine, Novi Sad.
It's important to participate in this kind of operations. I mean, like, if you want to be the best, you have to collect all this experience, exercise, practice makes you the best.
It's a very good place to practice because in school you learn a lot of theory, and in the simulation center you learn how to connect the theory with practice.
Well, it's very efficient and very valuable to us as medical students and future doctors because we get to practice what we in fact have to work with, and it's a completely different thing to learn things in theory and to do it in practice. And here we get to do that, so we're very grateful for this simulation center and for our very experienced and talented teachers as well.
Well, if someone would have told me that in second year student I will be participating in a congress, an international one, even if it's a student one, presenting my own, or our own project about cytomegalovirus, I will have said that that's science fiction.
I don't say it's only the scientific work that is actually really nice in Bialystok. It's as well like the small community that we're living in and the English division that we can actually really appreciate, that we have different sports clubs, activities done, for example, in anatomy where we can do outside school.
My plans are to go and work in Sweden for a year, and later on I'll continue doing my residency in the UK. And I would like to do neonatology, so I'm going to pursue my dream of becoming a neonatologist.
It's also very cool that this university is in a palace, a very historical place. The entire medical campus is placed very closely to each other, so it's very simple to just get around by bike.
I've always dreamt of becoming a doctor. A friend from Poland told me about the Medical University of Łódź. It gave him a solid education and a better shot at finding a good job within the EU and beyond. It's been a year since that conversation. I understand now that great education is based not only on qualified staff, but also on the use of modern technology and the university's international character. To this day, I am still extremely grateful to my friend for telling me about the Medical University of Łódź. This is the place where I found everything I was looking for.
Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the Medlink Students May webinar. I want to congratulate each and every one of you for joining what is going to be the biggest webinar so far this year to give you the best insight possible into studying medicine and dentistry in Europe. So, who's going to be taking part in this webinar this evening? Just to give you a quick rundown, you've of course got myself. I'm a senior student advisor. I've helped thousands of students over the years to go and study medicine and dentistry abroad, as have a couple here of my expert colleagues, Edmund and Dana. We've also got a special guest, Carolina, from our admissions department. Carolina works on a lot of the applications for hundreds of students every single year. So going on from there, we also have some special guests from some universities, as you can see here, from the Medical University of Łódź in Poland, as well as Richmond Gabriel University in the Caribbean, plus many more. Not just representatives, but we're also going to have some students. As you can see here, a bunch of students from Georgia, the Caribbean, again, Poland as well, and many more will be joining throughout the presentation. So buckle in, we've got plenty to go through. We're going to try and get through it all as well as we can to give you the best insight possible. So first of all, we're going to be talking about who is Medlink Students. Of course, you've got to have a bit of an understanding as to where we come into all of this. So we'll be very upfront with you about that from the start. We're then going to talk about some of the benefits of studying abroad. I know some seem pretty obvious to people. It's a very popular thing nowadays, but still there are a lot of things to go over and for you to learn and understand about that you may not have known already. We're going to then talk about some popular universities. That's when we're going to invite and bring on some of the representatives and students to answer some common questions and to give their insight into what it's like to study abroad. After that, we're then going to be talking about some of the admissions. We'll do a deep dive into how the admissions work, how you can apply, that sort of thing. We're going to be talking a bit about the tuition fees for different schools as well, because they vary a lot. And with these programs being self-funded, it's a good idea to have a good kind of interpretation of where you can go. We're then going to go on to how we can help as an organization, what we do exactly, and how we can help you as an individual achieve your goals. And then we're going to go over a live Q&A where we're going to answer a few of the most commonly asked questions from this live session. So feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A as we go through. We'll be keeping track of everything and we'll be going back and answering some of those either as ourselves as advisors or also with some of our students and representatives as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over now to my colleague Edmund, who's going to talk a little bit about Medlink Students. Edmund, over to you.
Thank you, Tom. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. We're so glad you're here tonight. Now, our journey has been quite a ride. Now, our dentists, our doctors were once students just like you, and they had faced the same challenges to get into medical and dental schools. Now, even though they had good grades, they got rejected. And of course, with rejections comes looking at other alternatives. So they decided to look at opportunities outside the UK. Now, imagine spending lots of time, as you guys, some of you have done, researching for schools, comparing them, dealing with the confusing entry requirements, deadlines, when to submit the application. Now, these tough times and confusing times, what really laid the foundations for what we do. So we've been through it all. Sorting out applications, getting ready for the test if you need one, any interview, moving to a new country, making friends. These can get quite overwhelming as a journey. And this is why we're here. And that's to help you in every step of the way, because that's exactly what we started this foundation, is to help every student with their opportunity. Now, our organization, of course, it comprises of doctors and dentists who have embarked on the same journey that you're thinking of. Now, alongside them, our fellow academic advisors, these are senior ones that have been here with us. We also have other advisors as well. Now, we're here to, of course, help you with your circumstances and help you with your preferences to tailor anything that you need specifically for you. Now, of course, we've got our admissions team, and they're basically making sure that your application has the highest chance of admission. Now, of course, we've got our on-ground support team who are there to help you the moment you arrive and throughout your journey. And here's the beauty about all of this. By combining all of the expertise of our doctors and dentists and academic advisors and admissions team and on-the-ground support team, we've pretty much got you covered throughout the whole journey. So from the very step of having a phone call with us, from the time that you actually arrive, to basically with us until finish, and we're going to be with you every step of the way. So, of course, a thing that we get asked is, what are some of the good things about going abroad? Because it's a daunting thing, right? So I'd like to invite my colleague Dana, who'll come back and talk about one of the many reasons of studying medicine and dentistry abroad. Dana?
Thank you, Edmund. Good evening, and it's so exciting to see all you excited future doctors join us today. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the benefits of going abroad. After speaking to so many students who go to Europe, I usually hear from them about their experience and feedback of going abroad, and there's a lot of positives. One of the main things that students like about going abroad is the affordable fees. A lot of countries have very high expensive tuition fees where students can't afford to pay. So they tend to go to Europe, where you can go to a university that has top quality of education with affordable fees according to your budget. In addition to the quality of education, you can be paying tuition fees that are very reasonable, they match your budget, and get top quality of education and get to enjoy the environment of diversity, the meeting students from different countries and different backgrounds. In addition, of course, to the flexible admission requirements. Some universities would require an entrance exam, basic biology, chemistry entrance exam. Some would require an interview. It depends on the university that you choose. And of course, according to the qualifications that you have, sometimes we have students that have a bit of a lower grade or they don't have both biology and chemistry. So Europe has flexible admission requirements. Whatever you have in high school, we can help you find a university. And the course will be, of course, taught in English, which is a concern that students usually have. Am I going to have to learn a new language when I go abroad? So the courses are fully taught in English, and the degree will be globally recognized. You'll be able to go back to your home country and practice in your home country. And the variety of options that you can apply to. Sometimes students come to us and they ask, can I apply to more than one option? Can I apply to more than one university? And the answer here is yes. You can apply to as many universities as you want. There's no limit for the applications. And one of the main things that students usually get impressed with when they go abroad is the facilities. They get to enjoy their classes with the modern facilities and the modern campuses that these universities have. And in addition to many other advantages that we're going to be seeing from our students who studied there, they're going to join us today and they're here with us and they're going to tell you more about it. Now, moving on from here, I'll pass it to my colleague, Tom.
Great. Thank you for sharing some of those benefits, Dana. Just so you all know, yeah, we're going to have a lot more to come with the students actually telling us some of their personal benefits as well, but these are some of the most popular ones. So what we want to now look at is this graph that shows shares a really impactful message with us. So this actually shows the number of British nationals that join the GMC register with a non-UK primary medical qualification. So these are how many students like yourselves, they decided 5, 6, 7 years ago, whenever they decided to go abroad, they went and took the plunge, they went and studied abroad, and they came back to register with the GMC. As you can see, this number is slowly rising to last year, where we had almost 1,000 UK graduates who have studied abroad come back and register with the GMC. So if you're sat there thinking to yourself, or maybe I'm the only one and none of my friends have done this, I'm not sure if this is a normal thing. As you can see here, it is very normal, and the numbers continue to build. We were obviously doing this 6 years ago when a lot of these students, we helped a lot of them to go and get into their places abroad. And back then, it wasn't even half as popular as it is now. So you're going to be going with an amazing community of international students. Now, I know it's not just UK students that are joining us this evening. We have people from all around the world. So this is a good representation, really, of many different countries where it's very difficult to get in. You have got that opportunity to go and study abroad and to come back and to get registration. And we help you with that also. So yeah, it was just to give you a little bit of insight. Now we've spoken a bit about what it's like with the GMC and with the registration. I'm going to go back to my colleague Edmund, who's going to tell us a little bit about how the programs work in Europe and how they differ from what you may know in your own country. Over to you.
Thank you, Tom. All right, so in a lot of the European schools, the degree which you finish off as a MD or Doctor of Medicine is basically, it takes 6 years to finish. And of course, these are taught in English and then mainly divided into two parts. So you've got the learning in the classroom phase, which is the theoretical phase. And that happens in the first 3 years. So you've got your theory, you get to learn and focus about the medical studies and the basics of medicine. You also get the practical experience through clinical practice. So this is where you get to go and do tasks like injections, drawing blood, measuring blood pressure, learning how to interact with patients at their bedside. It's quite fun when you get to do that. And then, of course, the final 3 years, which is you transition into the practical training, which is real clinical setting. So you'll be working alongside experienced doctors where you gain first-hand experience in caring for patients. Now, MD students in Europe spend really their first half of their program combining classrooms and learning about the practical side of things. And of course, they develop a lot more into their specialty phase. Now, MD degrees are usually recognized worldwide. And this is the work that we do. We do the research, we look for the degrees that are recognized in places like the US, to sit the USMLE. You've got Australia, you've got Canada, and the UK, of course, and many others. Now, when you look at dentistry, just like the MD program, this is an English taught course as well, and you can graduate as a Doctor of Dental Medicine, which is DMD, and then you've got the DDS, which is the Doctor of Dental Surgery. Both the same degree, just depending on which country you're in. It follows a similar path. It usually takes between 5 to 6 years to complete. Now, the first part of the program, which you dive into more theoretical, you can lay a solid base in dental knowledge and the skills through the theoretical side. And then, of course, the practical knowledge, where you work a lot on phantom heads. And then the second part of the program is all about the clinical experience. It's where you get to roll up your sleeves and work directly with real patients and you put your knowledge into a real clinical setting. Of course, under the watchful eye of a seasoned dentist, of course, where they will help you honing your skills to perfection. Now, we've thoroughly done our research for you, and these courses have international recognition. So you're able to come either back to the UK, stay in Europe, and go to other main countries to practice when you finish. Now, there are also other pathways. There is the graduate entry pathway. Now, what is that? Now, some students who finish high school, for example, in the UK, they may feel, I'm not ready to go abroad yet. So they might go and do a bachelor's degree in a science-related field. And from there, take up postgraduates, which is a 4-year program. Now, these are options that we can also look into. In Europe, there is a graduate pathway. And then, of course, in the Caribbean, which is one of the options that we're talking about, there is the 4-year program, which is where you'll have the first 2 years of the program as your preclinical or the theoretical and practical years, if you like. And then the final 2 years are your clinical years. It's where you focus more on real patient settings, specialties, and you learn a lot more about pretty much all the specialties in medicine. And then when we move on into the graduate's entry dentistry program. Now, this is where you get to learn more about, everything gets kind of condensed down from 5 years to 4 years. Now, of course, the way to get into it, you have to have a science-related degree for us to, of course, assess and see how the university can assess our partners that we work with. And what they do is they look at the credits that you have in your degree and then transfer it into the program, which then, of course, can condense it down from 5 years to 4 years. Now, transferring medical schools or dental schools is a service that we offer. Now, some students will transfer schools for many reasons. This can be due to family issues. It can be financial reasons. Some can be academic, and some can be cultural too, which is why going to the right place is really, really important. Now, trying to find the right school to go to that will accept you and continue on can sometimes be a challenge. Now, over here at Medlink Students, no case is too complex. We've worked with hundreds of students that transfer schools on a yearly basis, and we will work with you in finding the suitable option for you. Now, after all, you did the hard work in going abroad, so continuing your studies is really important to us. So we will do everything we can. Of course, what we will need to do is discuss your case, have a look at your transcript, and advise you on the best possible solutions for you. Now, of course, going abroad, one of the things that you want to know is, well, how much are the tuition fees? What are the living costs? And to tell you more about that, I'd like to invite my colleague Dana to tell you a bit more about what the costs are. Dana?
Exactly. As you said, Edmund, a lot of students come to us and they want to know how much is it going to cost them to go abroad? How much are going to have to pay for accommodation, living expenses, tuition fees? And some of them are always worried, am I going to be able to afford it or not? The best part about Europe is the affordable tuition fees they have. And as you can see in front of you on the screen, we have tuition fees starting from 3,800 euros, and it can go up to 25,000 euros a year. And on the opposite side, we can see each country, their living expenses. Now, a very common question we get, does it mean if I go to a university with higher fees, I'm going to get better quality of education? The answer here is that the tuition fees are related to the geographical location of the university and the country it's located in and the economical situation of that country. It's never related to the quality of education. So whether you study in a university that has tuition fees of 3,800 euros or 20,000 euros, you will get top quality of education. So don't worry, if your dream is to become a doctor, we are able to help you find a suitable university, a suitable environment without having any financial burdens on you or your family when going abroad. And you will be also finding the right environment, the right country where you can have an experience that you will never ever forget after graduation. And now we will tell you more about the admission process. And we have with us one of our expert admission team, one of our seniors, Carolina, that will tell us more about that. Carolina?
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see all of you here today with us. I'm Carolina, and I'm thrilled to be here representing the Medlink Students admissions team. Today marks the beginning of an exciting journey for you, and I'm eager to share all the fantastic opportunities our medical universities have in store. Now, let's talk about what you need to get started. The key requirement is a high school diploma or an equivalent from your high school system. European universities are famous for their academic excellence, and as such, most of them expect their applicants to have a strong background in the basic sciences such as chemistry, biology, physics, and maths. If you don't have that, don't worry, because there are enough universities that will accept you even without these, because they like to give equal opportunities to everyone. And if English isn't your first language, some universities may ask for an English proficiency certificate to make sure you can fully engage in your studies, but we'll work together to find the perfect match for you. Remember, you're not embarking on this journey alone. Our dedicated admissions team at Medlink Students is here to support you throughout the process. From providing study materials to assisting with entrance exam preparation, we've got you covered. Entrance exams may vary in format, for example, multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, or a mix of both. But we'll ensure you're well prepared for whatever comes your way. If interviews are a part of the application process, we'll also equip you with the tools and confidence you need to shine.
Perfect.
And there is
Carolina,
more.
thank you.
Wins to make the application process smooth and ensure you receive that acceptance letter from the university of your choice. What sets us apart is our continuous communication with universities, ensuring you're always in the loop. We also support you not before and during your admissions, but also after you have been accepted. We understand this is a significant step, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. But we're committed to helping you achieve your dreams. At Medlink Students, we're more than just a company, we're like a second family for our students. We're excited to support each one of you in achieving your academic dreams. Your successes are our successes too. Thank you. Back to Edmund.
Thank you so much. We're seeing a lot of questions come in, and this is amazing. I think I'm loving these questions, and we're going to spend some time going through them all. We'll get some Q&As in. Now, of course, this part is about really over the last decade and what we've done. Now, Europe has become the best hub for high-quality English-taught medical and dental programs. They offer a diverse, really, opportunity for aspiring students, for you guys watching. Now, tonight we're going to take a look at some of the top ones that we had the most applications in last year. Now, each of these countries offers something unique, or some advantages and variety of educational experience. You know, you've got the likes of Georgia, you've got Serbia, you've got Latvia, you've got Bulgaria, you've got Hungary. We even have options in the Caribbean. We've got options in Poland. And so you've got a whole lot of variety that you can choose from. Now, we spent the last decade carefully selecting more than over 100 English taught programs and dental courses that are across Europe. And we understand that every student is quite unique. So our main goal is to make sure we match you to the perfect opportunity. All right. So what I'm going to do is present to you one of our most prestigious universities in Georgia, which is Tbilisi Medical Academy, or TMA in short. Now this is a medical school which is located in the very heart of the capital city of Georgia. They provide medicine for 6 years, which is taught in English. Again, you graduate there as a doctor of medicine. Now, the beauty about the school is that they have 2 intakes, and the intakes can be this October, which is the most popular option. And then for the students that are finishing the high school later on in the year, can also join the March intake, which is the spring intake. Now, of course, you have the option of going living privately, or you have the option of going to the university dorms, something which we can help you. Now, one of the beauty about the school is you don't have to worry about an entrance exam, just an interview, which is a video call. Don't worry, we prepare you for that too. So we'll help you in terms of the questions. If we need to, we can even do a practice run with you, just to help you calm your nerves and make sure that you can actually ace the interview. Now, of course, it'll be great to talk about all the amazing things about the school, but we invited one of the representatives who also was an alumni of the school, and we also invited one of the students to come and talk about their experiences there. So I'd like to invite Dr. Said to come and tell us a bit more about the school, some of the facilities there, the university, what makes TMA such a great, prestigious university. Dr. Said?
Thank you very much, Edmund. It's a pleasure to see the team of Medlink Students, a professional team. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, actually, to be here with you. Good evening to the attendances, our hopefully future students, some of you will be. I would like to talk a little bit shortly about our university that I had the pleasure to actually join as a student, as an international student, just like you. and that I fell in love with, and I couldn't leave actually. So I started working with the university, and as an international student, I would definitely tell you that I would definitely recommend Tbilisi Medical Academy. So a little bit of our history. TMA was formed by Professor Petr Shotadze. He was a very well-known Georgian pediatric surgeon, and he had the vision to have a research university. We were quite small, and then with the help of our now rector, the daughter of Petr Shotadze, Miss Irene Shotadze, we have grew up to have the mission, our mission in TMA, to graduate students who are professionals who have the knowledge, the basic and the clinical knowledge to become medical experts through evidence-based innovations, as well as outreach research to also help the local as well as the international community. So, of course, to talk about a little bit about our campus and facilities, is very important, but mostly what is more important, I would like to talk about what puts us apart other than other universities. We're truly student-oriented university. Students are involved in all decision-making. They are the integral part of being a stakeholders of decision making. So we have our student union, which is called the Student Academy, which is done through free elections. We have students within the curriculum committee who work on bringing new innovations into the program with the help of our international partners from different European universities, as well as American and Canadian universities. We have also students being elected into the advisory board of the rector. So we have students are involved in making decisions in multiple levels throughout the university. What sets us apart than other universities, from the first year, you will have whatever is called the early clinical exposure, which is evidence-based according to newest research and according to the best practices in Europe. It is important to put the students as early as possible into clinical experience. So you will have that from the first year. You will have patients who are simulated patients. These are paid actors, but from the second semester of the first year, you will have the access to actual real patients, and mainly this is to get you used to communication skills, as well as get you used to the environment of the hospital, as well as to be comfortable with talking with the patient, taking history, so that you become the doctor that you dream of. Of course, innovations are used within the teaching process, as well as outside of the teaching process. As you can see, the anatomage table, and what sets us apart as well, that it is not only used in the teaching process, but it is also used for the practice of the students. So we provide as much as possible, as many opportunities as possible to the students to study even by themselves or within group. So all of our facilities, including the anatomage table, including our clinical simulation center, is always open for students to come and practice, even without the need to have supervision, of course, whenever it is needed and whenever they need to have more information through the teachers. Of course, they're more than happy to help. Also, what sets us apart is our multidisciplinary approach. So, of course, we are recognized worldwide, or recognition through the World Federation of Medical Education and the Association of Medical Education of Europe. That makes our graduates able to pass all the exams that are in the international sphere in different countries, including PLAB, including USMLE. some of our graduates in Canada, a lot of our graduates in Germany, and of course UK, and so on and so forth. So that is done, and that is achieved through our multidisciplinary approach. We are very keen on having the students become having international view and become internationalized. So we use multiple approaches with, for example, medicine and art. Our students go to different villages of Georgia to document the life of a village doctor, to get a better view of what situations, different doctors in different situations. So not just being in a big medical center, but it can be as fulfilling as being in a medical center, to become a village doctor, to see the actual mission, the actual goal of the doctor. So it is very important for us to show our students, to bring our students and become more involved in that process, so that they can see the actual essence of medicine and the art of medicine. To talk about our extracurricular activities that are planned by our student union, the Student Academy, we are, of course, we have more than 30 years experience in medicine and in teaching medicine, and more than 35 countries, our students coming from more than 35 countries. So it's very diverse, and we celebrate this diversity through, of course, extracurricular activities that our student union, along with ourselves, we talk about. So just to stay within time, I would like to thank once again. I can see that I'm almost running out of time. So I would thank you once again to Medlink students. I would like to also highlight the professionalism of the team, the full team, and how much attention they give to actually their students, and how much attention they give even after the enrollment of students. So I'm sure you're making the best decision that you're making, and hopefully you also make a good decision by choosing TMA. Thank you very much for the team, and thank you for the participants for listening to me. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sad. We're very privileged to be talking to an actual professor at the school and an alumni. And I can see why the students talk in such good praises. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. So we have some students for you guys. We've invited them to come talk about their experiences with us. So we have a first-year medical student. Jasira, are you with us?
Yes. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for spending some time with us. Could you tell us a bit more about your journey and how you ended up at TMA?
Yes. So when I finished high school, so I studied in Switzerland. Well, all throughout my life, I knew that I wanted to be a doctor. But medical school in Switzerland is extremely competitive. So I started looking for different alternatives that could allow me to live my dream in other countries. So I started doing some research online, and I stumbled upon Medlink. And I actually had my first encounter with Dana. And she was the one that basically took me by the hand and started the process with me, and advised me on the different options that I had, the different countries. And at the end of the day, and with a lot of discussion with my parents, I finally decided to come to Georgia, and I decided to study at TMA because of the well, all the things that Saif has mentioned before, they attracted me a lot. So I decided to study in this university. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And how was tell us about the process with us, Medlink students. I was kind of from speaking with Dana and
Yeah.
throughout until ending up at the campus.
So honestly, it was an extremely pleasant journey. I barely had to do anything other than submit the documents that were asked from my part. The advice and the time of response and everything, they were extremely fast, extremely efficient. And every single question that I had at any moment of the day was answered pretty much immediately. So honestly, a very pleasant, very comfortable, and smooth process. Thanks to Medlink.
Fantastic. And how has your experience been being a TMA as a first year student?
Yes, so I think it's been pretty nice. Saif said we have a very big variety of ethnicities and nationalities. So it's been really nice and honestly like a learning process to meet people from different parts of the world that I wouldn't have met if I wasn't living this experience. And when it comes to the academic side, I would say that the teachers are extremely qualified. They are not all of them, but most of them are medical doctors, and so it's very nice to see how we can look like in a future. And yeah, the quality of the education is extremely high, and I'm overall very satisfied with the university.
Oh, fantastic. A major concern for a lot of our students is safety. And am I going to be safe? A lot of students are thinking, am I going to be by myself? Is it going to be safe? When I go to the library, can I go home? It's all of these concerns. How has safety been for you being at Georgia?
This was one of the main concerns for me and my parents because this is the first time that I don't live with them. But before coming here, I did some research and I found out that Georgia is actually a pretty safe country. I have never walked late at night and felt unsafe or uncomfortable. People are pretty friendly, and especially if you say a few words in Georgian in their own language, they open up more to you. And honestly, a very, very safe country, in my opinion.
Are you speaking Georgian fluently now?
Absolutely not. Not yet.
That's great. So, of course, you've just started your journey. You were once a student, perhaps even watching a webinar and seeing what things are going to be like.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for the students that are watching, even parents and who are hesitant in terms of taking that step? What advice do you have for you?
Well, I want to say that obviously taking this step comes with a lot of doubt, a lot of uncertainty and fear. You're leaving your country, your parents, your family, everything you have ever known, and you move to another country to do something so drastic as medical studies, which are very hard studies. But the best piece of advice that I would give them is to take the risk. Without risk, there's no gain. And I think that if this is really what you want to do, it is absolutely worth it.
No risk, no rewards, as they say.
Exactly.
Yes, amazing. Thank you, Jasira. We can't wait to see your journey unfold. You become a doctor. Who knows where the journey lasts for you. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Time. All right, fantastic. All right, so we have another student for you. Now, this is a transfer student who is actually in year 4. who started their clinical. So we have Natalie. Natalie, are you here?
Yes. Hi.
Ah.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. Thank you.
Fantastic. Good to finally see you. I mean, you were a student. We started discussing things, and I know, I mean, transfer was something you were looking at. And can you tell us about your journey in terms of how things started for you and how you ended up at TMA?
Yeah. So initially, I am from Sweden, but I decided to start studying medicine abroad. So I applied for medical university in Slovakia, where I did 4 years. But I felt eventually that it wasn't quite right for me and I wanted to transfer. So I started to look into other choices, maybe in other universities. And I actually stumbled across Medlink, and I contacted you. So we got in touch, and I was advised to look at this TMA, and it was, I really found it interesting and really took a liking for it. So yeah.
That's great. And I think, of course, for everyone to know, usually when we have these type of conversations, you know, the expectations of where you want to go, it's like, okay, can I continue in the EU? You know, and then you had some time to also think about it. What was that turning point for you when you thought, okay, let me take that step again because I need to finish my journey?
Yeah, of course, like since I'm from Sweden, it's always the thing to take in account for that about the European Union, of course. It can be a little bit more complicated. You have to do some extra tests like USMLE in America and stuff like that. But eventually I'm thinking that it's more important to have a good education, to have to feel that I can feel confident to, as a graduating doctor at the end of the day, to know that I had a really good education. So I felt that it was totally worth it to just go for it and apply, because it seemed like a very good university, and it is also. So
I was just about to ask you,
yeah,
how has it been? How's your experience been since starting the school?
Yeah, it's really great. I must say, I'm really pleased. Everything is going really great. Of course, you're always a bit nervous in the beginning, how everything is gonna go. You don't really know anything, and with study department, I don't want to miss any classes or to get into the system. But it's been really great. They really helping out the students. You just send an email, they will apply to you immediately. Make sure you get all the information which for me, since I'm a 4th-year student, I have to go mostly just to hospitals for classes. So all the information they provide you with, like at address, time, everything, the professor's name. So you will have all necessary information. So that's really great.
Very glad to hear this. How has the clinical rotations been for you since you started year 4 there?
So far, I came in March, so I haven't done too many subjects yet, but it's been really great. Right now, for example, I'm doing ENT, so ears, nose, and throat. So it's really, really nice. We get to see patients. The doctor takes us everywhere to see everything, to assist. So it's really nice.
I'm very pleased to hear, because I know your journey has been a different one, and it's been great to see that you've managed to settle in quite well.
Yeah.
Perhaps, of course, you've not been there long. You know, it's not everything that is perfect. What kind of challenges did you face whilst you're there? And what did you do to kind of overcome that?
I don't know if I really felt, because the transition here with the help of Medlink was actually so good. So it was so smooth, like we heard before. It was like, felt I barely did anything. I just get to come here and everything was sorted out. And yeah, so it felt, and also it feels even better now, because now I feel I have a good future ahead of me. I'm going to finish my studies. I'm going to get my degree. So yeah, it's really hopeful. It's really nice.
Fantastic. It's really great to hear this.
Yeah.
And if you have any, I know there might be some students that are thinking of transferring. Maybe they spoke to us, nervous about going to a non-EU school.
Yeah.
Is there any advice that you have for those type of students? Because of course you have to think about it, you have to take some time and then come back and reflect. Is there any
Yeah.
advice you have for those transfer students?
I mean, I think don't be too worried. Somehow it's always gonna be solved. If this is really your dream, it can be solved, especially with the help with Medlink, and also to see and feel what would be the best choice for you personally, like the universities. But I can really recommend Georgia. Maybe it's not as common as maybe Poland. You hear more about maybe Poland, Bulgaria, but I must say I was happily surprised when I got here. It's like a big city. It's a big city vibe. So much to see. The people are nice. It's a very nice city, Tbilisi. So
Yeah, seems like you've settled in very well.
Yeah,
and we're so happy to hear that we've managed to use our expertise to help you continue your journey as well and finish.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you are sticking around, I know you obviously have some Q&A, but yeah, appreciate your time and spending some time with us. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
All right, so let's move on to the next school. All right, so staying in Georgia, we've got European University in Tbilisi, EUT for short. This is also located in Tbilisi, Georgia. Now, it's known for its excellence in medicine and dentistry. Now, medicine over there is 6 years, taught in English, of course. You graduate there as an MD, and dentistry is 5 years long. And that is also taught in English. And there you graduate as a DMD, all right? Now, just like a TMA, they also have 2 intakes. They have the spring intake, and of course, they've got the fall, which is the October intake. Tuition fees, of course, it starts from around 5,200 euros a year. And the university has its own hospital, Joan Center. Another amazing addition that they've added, which is their own dental clinic, which is amazing to see. So there's a lot going on for the school, which we're so happy to be partners with as well. Now, of course, I'm not here to talk about all the amazing things. I'd like to invite one of the students who's a dental student to talk about their experience as a first-year student. Lakshavya?
Hi. How are you?
Hello. Very well. Always great to have you join us.
Thank you. Yeah, so I can just talk about studying in Georgia. So with Georgia, I know so many people haven't really heard of Georgia compared to other countries that have been listed. But with Georgia, honestly, there's nothing I could fault about it. Like any concerns that I had before literally were resolved in 2 seconds, whether it was learning the language or are they going to be accepting of diverse backgrounds. Honestly, like with the language, I know for a lot of students, picking up Georgian is really like a big concern and how they're going to get through their day-to-day lives without knowing the language. In European University, we learn the language for 3 semesters. So you really pick it up really quickly. Within maybe the first month even, you know how to conversate really well. You know basic terminology. You can get through the day. And the youth of Georgia all know how to speak fluent English. So you can really get through the day and yeah, just get through it with ease. But yeah.
Fantastic. Hey, you guys have your dental clinic now. Have you managed to see it? Been around?
Yeah, so they've just opened up a new dental clinic for the dental students and it's amazing. I actually study medicine, but yeah, no,
We're trying to turn you into a dental student, huh?
I have seen the dental clinic, and yeah, some of my friends do dentistry, and that is like the biggest thing. It's so useful. They can even practice on other students if they just want to practice their techniques, get ready for exam preparation. But they have said it is really useful for the medical students. We've also got the virtual screens. So in Georgia, we don't use cadavers. Instead, we use virtual screens just to look through for the anatomy, just so that you can really visualize it. And it really helps students out a lot, especially for exams and midterms when they come around.
Ah, fantastic. And so you've been to Joan Center as well then, which is okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Joan Center and how the experience is like there.
Yeah, so I've been there a couple of times. I am only in second year, so I haven't fully done my rotations there. But with Joanne, it's so great. It's honestly the state of the art hospital. They've got, I think, most rotations in that hospital, so it's really nice. I've only been there to do my exams there, but we do have now 3 campuses. So we've got 2 locally and then 1 in the hospital, which most of the newer students do tend to have classes there, which they actually love because they love being in that hospital environment, yet still be also in that uni environment. It's almost a merge of 2, which is really great. And yeah, so Joanne is a teaching hospital, and I know people who do clinical rotations there love it. The doctors who are working there really go through everything step by step, just so you can understand. And also in your preclinical years, they really do prep you for talking to the patients, taking patient history, really getting you ready for that busy, fast-paced environment.
Ah, fantastic. You know, coming from the UK, when I talk to students, they're full of lots of worries, even parents. What was one worry that you had? And then when you came to Georgia, you're like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
I think for me, it was making friends more than anything, because when I was going from the UK, I didn't know anyone. So the main thing for me when I came here, on my first day, everyone's in the same boat as you. They don't know anyone either. It's not just you. And they're there to do the same thing as you. They all really want to study medicine or dentistry. They really want to make friends. They want to make this like their new life. Like they want to get to the norm. So everyone is there to help out each other. So I think it is so, whilst you're waiting to fly to Georgia, it's so easy to think of problems that could come about. But it honestly is like, you just need to go with the flow. Like anything can be resolved here. Like everyone is just in the same boat as you. So you will have no issues.
I was actually going to ask you about any advice, but you actually answered that question. But you know, the ones that are waiting, the parents that are hesitant, any advice you have for those students that are, you know, they've got their predicted grades and they're waiting to go abroad, maybe?
Yeah.
What advice do you have for them?
So I would honestly say, like, it is not the end of the world. If you go to Georgia and you love it there, you love it there. If not, you can transfer to other countries. It is not that you're there and that is it. I don't think anyone who comes to Georgia would transfer anywhere else. I think they all have the best time. It is just, you honestly just need to sit and wait. Like, everyone who comes to Georgia is there to do the same thing as you, like I said before. So everyone is just in the same boat. They're there to get their degree. They're there to become doctors or dentists. And yeah, so everyone is there supporting each other. I know with some people, they are concerned if Georgia is a safe country, especially because it is not as popular, like I said before. And the main thing is with Georgia, it's Tbilisi especially, it's one of the places that has the lowest crime rates. You can go out at night and it not be an issue. Cost of living is really good here. You don't really have that financial stress while you're living as a student compared to how you would be living in the UK. So honestly, there are so many pros about it. You just need to take the risk.
Yes, thank you. I think all of you are saying the risk, which is, it seems like you have to take that step. But yeah, thank you so much. We look forward to your journey as well. And if you're sticking around from the Q&A, there's so many questions coming in for you as well. So thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries.
All right. So let's delve into the vibrant Caribbean. We've been exploring this for a while, and we have, of course, a school that we've partnered with. Now, this is Richmond Gabriel University College of Medicine, RGU in short. It's in the idyllic St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, RGU, of course, they present a comprehensive 4-year graduate medicine program there, which is all conducted in Europe, in English. Now, you graduate from there and you earn yourself a Doctor of Medical Medicine degree. Now, for those of you who are finishing your A-levels and you still want to kind of join their program, they offer an exceptional program, which they've crafted their own course, which helps you transition into that 4-year medical program. What's more is there's no need to fret about any entrance exam or UCAT or MCAT or GAMSAT. Instead, we guide you through their streamlined interview process. And they also have 3 intakes a year, which starts from September, January, and May. This gives you flexibility as well to make sure that you can start your medical journey. Now, today we've invited one of their representatives and also students to talk about a bit more about the school, the history of the school, and then also students to share their experience studying at RGU. So we have Dr. Gomati, who's going to tell us a bit more about the university.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a bit more about the RGU, the school itself.
All right, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, wherever you are. My name is Dr. Gomati Chunilal. I'm the Dean of Student Affairs, and I also, at Richmond Gabriel University, I also work in the admissions office, and I help with the processing of application and acceptance of students into our university. Thank you for having me here today. Thank you to Medlink for organizing this seminar. It's a wonderful opportunity for students to learn about the next pathway in their medical career. So thank you for having us here. Richmond Gabriel University, as Edmund mentioned, is located in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, beautiful Caribbean island, wonderful weather year-round. So if you're looking for that wonderful getaway from the winter, this is a perfect location for you guys to come on down and study. So university has been in St. Vincent for almost 14 to 15 years now. We've established our base here in 2011. So we've been here for quite some time. One of the main programs that we offer is the Doctor of Medicine degree programs. So we have 2 pathways for students. We have a 4-year program and a 5-year MD program. The 4-year program caters for persons who would have already had a bachelor's degree and would have met their entry requirements into medical school, whereas the 5-year program caters for students who are coming out of high school or A-levels, and they don't yet have a bachelor degree, or they would have not completed the pre-medical component that gives them entry into a medical program. Our program is a graduate level program. So when you complete your MD, you're getting a Doctor of Medicine degree. Now, graduates from our program, they have opportunities in many jurisdictions globally. We have students that would practice in the UK, students who are practicing in the US, in the Caribbean, and multiple other locations. For those of you who are from the UK system, your concern is usually with the GMC qualification. Our university, the program is designed in such a way that our students do meet more than 5,500 clock hours, which satisfies GMC requirements for you to practice in the UK. In fact, we have quite a number of students who are already practicing in the UK, and we do have contact with them. So Medlink also has some communication with those students, and they're free to, share and I guess connect you with students if you need further information on that. In the US, every year our students enter the national residency match process in the US, and they are very successful in that. In fact, this year we're still receiving successful results with our students matching in various hospitals, many of them their first choices and first places. So they're very happy about that. They're sharing the information with us, and they are getting ready to start their residency in a month or two. So very exciting news for us. Same for our students who've been applying into Canada. They're also getting their results, very happy. And UK as well. On a daily basis, we're in communication with the GMC, so we're processing a lot of students for these very different pathways. So yeah, we have the 4-year and 5-year program, so we cater for everyone. We do also accept transfer students, so if there's anyone looking to transfer into our program, if you've already been enrolled in a school that is listed in the World Directory of Medical Schools, we do accept credits for from these in the institutions that are listed in the WDOMS, and we place you appropriately within our program. The nice thing about that is that you don't have to retake courses that you have already passed in your previous medical schools, right? So it's a wonderful program to join. So Richmond Gabriel University, when this program first started, you know, it's been our focus has always been to create affordable medical education, an education that has quality and high standards. And that's something that we have not deviated from over the years. And we have been producing professionals, well-rounded professionals who have entered into many healthcare structures around the world. Our students, we're proud to say that our students have been practicing medicine in many corners of the globe. Because I work in student affairs, you know, I have communication with all my students as from the Alumni Association. So whenever I visit any country, I'm always reaching out to students. We always have a nice little get together and reconnect. So we have students in the African regions, we have students in the UK and Asia, we have students in the US, in Canada, in the Caribbean, all over, and we are continuing to work to ensure that our graduates, they have unlimited opportunities. From Gabriel University, it's not just you come to university, you go through a medical program, and then, you know, when you graduate, you're done. We work with you even after. So our graduates, we still have communication with them. We work with them to get them into residency programs, facilitate what they need, and provide the services all the way through, because it's your success is our success, always the case, right? So the thing with Richmond Gabriel University is you may be asking yourself, why would I choose RGU? You know, well, apart from it being in the beautiful Caribbean, it's also a wonderful program. You get wonderful services coming out of the department, a small knit community. Our students, we probably have students on here who can tell you a little bit more when I'm done, but the nice thing about small class sizes is that you have access to your professors very easily and readily, and they are there to help you. Likewise, you have access to your dean's offices. I'm the Dean of Student Affairs. I'm always on the ground, ready to help my students. You know, we connect, we engage with students, we foster a very vibrant, supportive community for our students. So why RGU? Well, we have affordable quality medical education. We always try to create a global reach and an international student base to give our students the best opportunities possible. And most importantly, when you're at RGU, you're family. You become part of our family unit. We care for you that way. We treat you that way. And we continue to be supportive of you from start to finish and all the way through, even after graduation. So thank you so much for listening to me today, Edmund. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about Richmond Gabriel University. And I look forward to meeting some of you at some point. Thank you so much.
We look forward to coming there.
It's beautiful.
I get I get jealous each time the students say they're going, and it's nice to see. I mean, look at it's beautiful. And we can see, of course, your achievements from the doctors that we've had to speak to, because a lot of it stems from the support that they get throughout, and it makes them want to, thrive in their journey as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but thank you for sharing this with us.
Yes.
I know we have a
Thank you for
student
having
who,
us, and it's wonderful. I just wanted to say to the students who are here today, thank you for listening to myself. Thank you for attending the seminar. We've been working with Medlink for some time now. We have a wonderful relationship. If you guys have any questions, if you have any inquiries about school, please reach out to Medlink. They would be very happy to provide, information to you and reach out to the school and form that connection for you. So I encourage you to please, after this seminar, reach out to the Medlink team and start asking your questions, and let's get you guys into med school. Thank you.
amazing. Thank you, Dr. Gamati. All right, so we have a first year student, first MD student. Pauline, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hey, Pauline.
Hi.
Nice for you to join us. Hey, I think we can't see your camera. Can you see mine?
Yes, I can. Can you see me now?
We can't.
Oh.
Has the sun got the best of your camera?
Okay. Let me try and fix it. Sorry.
All right. No problem at all. Whilst you are doing that, could you tell us a bit more about your journey, how you started and ended up at Richmond, Gabriel?
Thank you for having me. I joined Richmond, Gabriel, as a transfer student from Turkey. I had been in Turkey for like 1 year now. But the moment I felt like things are not going on good for me. I wasn't comfortable anymore. I decided to look for a better place, and I found Richmond, Gabriel, through Medlink, and I applied through Medlink, of course, and I got admissions here, and I did not hesitate. I just joined the school immediately, and so far my experience has been so good. I've come to settle here. I've come to love the place. I enjoy the environment. I enjoy my lectures. I enjoy everything that the school has to offer for me. And yeah, so far I would say so good.
Ah, fantastic. What was the thing that made you choose RGU over perhaps other options that you may have been exploring at the time?
First of all, RGU offered quite an affordable tuition fee for me. Compared to my Turkey school, I used to pay a lot of fees. So compared to RGU, I found it quite affordable and really good. And of course, I love nature. I love the environment. So the fact that I discovered that it's in the Caribbean and I could see how beautiful the environment is, I just couldn't help myself. I decided this is the place for me, and I decided to come here. Something else, well, I really wanted a place where I could get more knowledge about medicine and be accepted for who I am. And I am so happy that when I joined RGU, I found very knowledgeable lecturers and very accommodating lecturers as well, who like hold your hand and help you in your studies. And that was everything for me. Like, you get to enjoy the lectures, you get to understand better. You also get to discover new things in medicine in your day-to-day activities. Yeah.
And of course, going from where you were before and going to the Caribbean, how was your journey with our team when you first got there and settling in?
I must say I was really a bit skeptical at first because a lot was going on in Turkey, and I am really glad to have met you guys, the Medlink team, because things were really made easy for me. I only had to deal with very few issues like my flight and stuff like that. But the rest was sorted because when I got here, I got a ready team set for me to just help me settle down, get accommodation, get to school, introduce me to my lecturers and the school dean, and start off my journey. And for me, I felt like I was home. Like it's a new home for me, and it was really good because I didn't have to stress out about various things. I remember when I got here, I lost my luggage and I was really confused. But with the help of the team and the school, of course, I got a very smooth go because they helped me out in everything. So yeah, the journey was smooth, the journey was good. And of course, the most important thing is that you guys are very honest and you give correct information, because I know of people who go through agents and find a lot of irregularities with the agency and of course the places where they are going to. I'm glad that you guys tell the truth. That is very important and I really appreciate that. And so it was quite easy to adjust and to live in this environment.
Amazing. Thank you, Pauline. This is all the reasons why we started this organization, is to really help students pursue their dream. And so, yes, we are always there to help the students as open and honest as possible and spend as much time making sure you can find the right place. And then also, we're very happy that we're able to help you find and partner up with universities that are able to help you with your journey. Thank you so much, Pauline, and thank you for staying with us and spending some time with us.
Thank you too for having me. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's now move on to amazing Serbia. And I would like to invite my colleague Dana to tell you all the amazing things about studying in Novi Sad.
Thank you, Edmund. Novi Sad is one of our most popular universities and a very exciting place. It's located in a city called Novi Sad, and it's in Serbia. They have medicine, dentistry, and pharmacy. Medicine and dentistry are for 6 years, and pharmacy is 5 years. Their tuition fees are 7,000 euros a year, and they do have an entrance exam. It's an entrance exam that's done online, covers biology and chemistry, and we will be preparing you with the material for this exam to help you pass it with flying colors. And according to accommodation, usually students rent a private apartment in the city for very affordable prices. And the next intake is in October. Now let's look at some of the campus features. We can look at the modern design to accommodate international students with great experience and with the great doctors that you will be learning from, in addition to the halls and labs that are very well established, as you can see in front of you in the pictures. And they do have laboratories that are very modern, that students enjoy the experience and all the experiments they learn with their friends and doctors. In addition to the clinical practice too, that's designed in a way to help students get the best hands-on experience and learn from very knowledgeable doctors, the best doctors. And we won't forget the specialized simulation rooms that offer a realistic environment for students to practice and develop their clinical skills and hands-on, and also get a great experience with their friends and their professors. The university also is known to have great extracurricular activities for students to do during their holidays, free time, weekends. They have many cultural activities, in addition to a lot of nice sightseeing places around the city. Novi Sad is known to be one of the cities where students fall in love in. They go first few months, we speak to them, we get their feedback, and they just always say we're in love with the place. It's known to be a very nice city with lots of nice activities, sports events. You'll get to enjoy a great city lifestyle. And many other reasons why students decide to go study at Novi Sad, or why you should decide to go there, is the university has a great location. It's located in second biggest city. Novi Sad is considered the second biggest city in Serbia, where you can enjoy a lot of nice activities. In addition to the 350 accredited study programs they offer. It's a huge university and one of the best. Now, next university we can look at is in Poland, Medical University of Bialystok. Medical University of Bialystok is located also in Bialystok, and they offer medicine and pre-med. They do have an entrance exam that covers biology and chemistry, and this exam is to test your basic knowledge in biology and chemistry. It's about high school content that we will be helping you prepare for also. Their tuition fees are around 14,300 euros a year, and the cost of living is around 900 euros a month. Now, according to accommodation, you can either rent a private apartment in the city for a very affordable price, or you can take university dormitories. And the next intake in Bialystok will be also in October. So if you're interested, the university still have spaces left. And we can also look at some of the features in Bialystok. We can look at the laboratories that they have that are very advanced to make sure that you learn in the best way possible. In addition to the modern classes and lecture rooms they have, as you can see in the photos, the university recognizes the importance of well-equipped classrooms and lecture rooms in fostering effective teaching and learning experiences for you, your friends, and the diverse experience that you can have with people from different cultures. And of course, the clinical practice rooms and the simulation rooms. Bialystok focuses a lot on the practical part, where the university provides simulation rooms equipped with advanced technologies to enhance the practice or the practical training of your experience there and of your practical years. Also, Bialystok has a lot of nice extracurricular activities for students to do during holidays. They have around 16 student organizations. You never get bored there. In addition to the research projects that a lot of students speak to us and they like to do research and they enjoy research. So you can enjoy that in Bialystok. And a lot of sports associations where you can, if you're a sportive person and you do hobbies like football, basketball, or other sports, swimming, you can enjoy that. In addition to the choir events they have for people who like singing and karaoke, lots of sightseeing places, photo and film agencies that you can also get to enjoy. And a reason why to study in Bialystok, or many reasons why to study, but some of them is that the university has around 13,000 medical doctors that have graduated. It's a very well-established university, been operating for years, and they have partnerships with over 100 universities in Europe. So if you're a person interested in Poland, Bialystok could be a great place, and I'll say that again, you can still apply. We still have spaces left for October. And also another great university we can look at in Poland, which is Łódź University. I'll invite Tom.
Fantastic, Dana, thank you. What an amazing insight we've had already. So many amazing representatives, doctors, students. I'm really grateful that we've had such a great turnout this evening, and we've still got lots more to cover. We're going to be going over a couple of other universities as well as some of our services. We're also going to be announcing a special exclusive offer for those of you that have stayed tuned throughout the webinar. So we'll be going over that in a little while too. First of all, let's talk about this university. You may see it spelt as Lodz, but this is actually the Medical University of Łódź in Poland. This is one of the largest medical universities in Poland and by far one of the most successful. It's a fantastic school, very supportive. As you can see here, they offer medicine, dentistry and pre-med courses. They do have an entrance exam, which we do help you to prepare for. Tuition fees, as you can see, they're ranging around 14,000 euros per year. Cost of living around 650 euros a month. There are apartment and dormitory suggestions, and the next intake is available for this October. So do get in touch with us if you're interested. We're now going to take a deep dive into the school, and I would like to invite one of the university representatives, Miss Alexandra.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Alexandra. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, we can hear and see you very well. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for having me. I'm Alexandra Dastych, the admission officer at the Medical University of Lodz. The Medical University of Lodz is a big public university located in the heart of Poland, in the city of Łódź. The university was established in 1950, so it has a long tradition of teaching medicine. Teaching in English began in 2003, so we have 20 years of experience of teaching in English. As you said, Tom, we have 3 programs that we offer in English. It's the 6MD program Medicine, 5 DMD program Dentistry, and our pre-medical course. So the 6 MD program, it's a 1-cycle master program. The duration of the program is 6 years. It consists of 3 preclinical years and 3 clinical years. So students start with basic subjects like biochemistry, cell biology, and then they move to clinical subjects on upper years like gynecology, family medicine. They also, from year 1 to 5th, they have a 1-month summer practice. And they also can choose elective subjects. With our 5 DMD program, Dentistry, it's similar. It's also a 1-cycle master program. The duration of the program is 5 years, and it also consists of preclinical years. First 2 years are preclinical, and then students move to clinical years. And they also have summer practice from year 1 to 4th. And then the last program, it's the 8-month preparatory course. It's for students who would like to refresh the science knowledge during the preparatory course. Students have classes from biology, chemistry, physics with labs. They have introduction to anatomy. They have medical English and basic Polish. On the photos, you can see our campus. In total, we have 3 clinical hospitals and around 66 buildings. But at the moment, like, the main focus goes to the clinical didactic center. It's still expanding, it's still growing. Now there's a big academic oncology center that's being built there. In the clinical didactic center, students have most of the classes. There, apart from the clinical hospital, there you will find you will find lecture halls. You will find also modern laboratories like Molecular Lab, like Brain. Those are the laboratories that were built in 2022, so newly built. The university is also eco-friendly, so now they concentrate on buildings to be passive and to save energy. On the 1 floor of the main building, there's the big simulation center. It's also changing because there will be a new part added this year to the center, and students practice on high fidelity mannequins, like they have adult mannequins, children mannequins, newborns. They also have a woman giving birth. There is also like a model of an apartment, lots of rooms with simulators to practice. There's a hospital emergency room, for example, and there's like a real size ambulance there. So it's a very nice place to practice, to learn. Apart from the simulation center, in the heart of the university, the clinical didactic center, there's also the stomatology center. So our dental students can practice there starting from first year on phantom units. So like individual practice on phantom units, and moving to upper years under the supervision of teachers. They practice on patients who come to the stomatology center. Well, we also have modern, in the other part of the city, we have also modern anatomy rooms. We also have a very nice library. It's like an informative library center. It's open 24/6. So there are vending machines and students can just return and rent books anytime they wish. So when you're finished with the classes, you can go to this. At the moment I see it, yes, it's the library center. They also have quiet rooms there, which you can rent, and you can just spend some time there to study. Okay, and about the extracurricular activities, we have a big student scientific society. I'm happy because I see that more and more international students are now joining this like the board of the scientific society. There you will find a lot of scientific circles, so we can just contact one of the circles that you would like to join and see if they are both like in Polish and English. So many circles, scientific circles offer this possibility to join for international students. And the also this student scientific society, they also each year they organize this big international conference. It's called Juvenes Promedicine. Apart from scientific circles, we have the academic choir, we have the academic sports team. And as you see on the photos, there are many events that are being organized. There are those events like, of course, the inauguration and graduation, white coat ceremony, which are being organized by the university. And then also our student council organizes many more events. I think that one of my favorite is the cultural soiree, because we have students from more than 70 countries. So students come from all over the world to Łódź, to the Medical University of Łódź. So during that cultural soiree, they just students present their culture. They cook, they dance, they wear national clothing. So it's very nice. I think that our student Arani would be able to tell you more about the extracurricular activities that we have at our uni. Yes. What else? I think that as for the
I think you've covered quite a lot there, Miss Alexandra. Thank you so much. If anyone ever doubted studying in Europe or in Poland or in Łódź, I don't think they should doubt it anymore. Just look at how many opportunities are available through your school, and it's amazing that you do so much for the students.
I didn't say anything about the city of Łódź because yes, I think it's also worth coming to our city because it's like an academic friendly city with a lot of higher educational institutions. We have the famous film school, we have music school, University of Łódź, and the Medical University of Łódź, of course. And last year we celebrated the 600th anniversary, yes, because the city was established long ago, so it it combines both the past and now it's changing all the time. So you will see some old brick factories, because once it was textile center, but now in those factories, you will just see as young people, because there are like shops and coffee, coffee shops and pubs, and yes, there's a lot of life because a lot of students are coming to Łódź, both Polish and international. So I think it's a nice place to be in and to see and to study. So yes, I mentioned before that yes, we're a large public university. Of course, the qualifications are recognized. We're listed in the World Directory of Medical Schools. We have a lot of international students, and already over 1,000 graduates who finished the 6MD and 5DMD program. I told you, yes, a moment ago about the city, and we also love the fact that we have students from many countries. Yes, so many countries, so it's multicultural, and students can just gain one each other from and learn about the cultures.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. And I believe we've got a student with you today, Arani, who's going to answer a few questions. Arani, are you with us?
Hello, yes, I am. Can you?
Hi, fantastic. Yes, we can see you, we can hear you. So tell us, what made you decide Poland was the place for you?
Okay, so I was actually looking into a lot of universities, and I was very overwhelmed because there are so many options to choose from and a lot of things going on with the admission requirements and stuff. But I did get into touch with someone who already graduated from here, and she's currently in US working. So I did speak to her about the university, got a little bit more insight of the admission process and how it is to study in Łódź in Poland. And she was very helpful in that way. And I think that's one of the main reasons I leaned towards the university, because I already know someone who graduated from here and is working successfully currently. And also the tuition is very affordable. I know studying in Europe, listening to the seminar, you guys did address how tuition is a big thing that students do consider. And I do believe the student and the living cost here in Łódź is very affordable, even including monthly expenses as well, with groceries, rent, any extra leisure activities that you want to do. So these are some things that I took into my consideration in terms of choosing the university, and I've been very pleased and with the experience I've had here at Łódź, at Medical University of Łódź so far.
Wow, I can tell you seem so excited presenting the school. That's a testament, I guess, to what they're doing. And can you tell us, obviously going to a new country can seem like a really scary, daunting thing for a lot of people. Can you tell us kind of what was your main concern in the beginning and how did you overcome it?
My main concern would be, of course, the language. I know Polish is the main language here. And for me, traveling here from the airport, because it's an hour away from the main city, which is the Warsaw, so where the airport is located. So I was a little concerned about getting to the city and the language and the safety, and if I'm going to meet new people that I actually get along with, because this is a completely new country, a completely new location, and you're starting pretty much from scratch, like from buying pots and pans to cook to going to school, you're all on your own. So I was a little scared about that, but it really worked out really well, because during the summer, the university does connect you with mentors, which are volunteers from the university, senior students who sign up to kind of help out, bring the students in and get them settled. So speaking to my mentor and getting advice from how to get to the Łódź from the airport, okay, where can I go shopping for groceries, and getting an advice about the dormitories here or the private dormitories here, like where I should be living in terms of accommodation. So these things, I think, like speaking to a senior student who's already going through the process, living here and surviving, really helped overcome my fears, I would say.
Fantastic. No, we understand how important that is, because we match our students up with seniors in the areas as well to help them get started. So that's something where we completely understand how helpful that can be and how much of a difference it can make. And the other thing I wanted to ask is, a lot of people also worry about going to somewhere like Poland or Eastern Europe, and they wonder if it's going to be safe for them as an international student. Now, obviously, you've been there now for, is it 4 years?
Yeah, it's a 4 years, yeah.
Fantastic. So how do you feel after being there for many years in terms of safety?
I think Poland is very safe. It's a very small, I mean, Łódź, where like I haven't gone too much out of like the university areas, but Łódź and Poland in general is very safe. There's buses and trams available pretty much till very late hours. After like a certain time, I believe 11 p.m., we have these night buses. So they are available all the time in terms of transportation. There's Uber free now that you can access readily in case you're getting lost and you want to get home fast. I do, like Ms. Alexandra said, we have libraries that are open quite late, and during exam session, me and my friends, what we normally do is we go super early in the morning and we don't leave till quite late at night. So once we're done studying, we always come home quite late, and so far nothing has happened. It's quite safe. And if we are really getting tired, then we of course get like a taxi or an Uber home. But public transportation is really great here, on time, and it has been good. I would say it's generally a very safe place to study in, and nothing major or nothing to be concerned about at all. Yeah.
Okay, and let's hear a bit about the education. What's it like? I guess you're doing clinicals now, right?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Can you tell us a bit about the clinical experience in the Polish hospitals?
Yes, of course. So we have classes in different hospitals. So it's not just one hospital. There's a big hospital here that's just pediatrics. And then there's other hospitals that have very different specialties. So we have to travel around and go to different hospitals for each specialty, and each rotation will last around a week to 2, depending on how big, even 3 weeks sometimes. Like big rotations last quite some time. And in terms of language, there's nothing to worry about, because when we're interacting with patients, there's always the doctor with you, and whatever the patient say, the doctor is ready to translate. And whatever we ask the patient, the doctor will translate for the patient as well. So there's nothing to, it's not like we walk in and we are alone with the patient and we have to communicate in the language, because a lot of the older generation do not speak English. The younger generations do. So there's always a doctor that's helping you out. So there's no real worries in terms of, oh, how am I going to interact with the patient, and am I going to understand them and stuff. And the doctors here, very professional, very useful. They're always readily accessible through email. All you have to do is email them, and we get our timetable at the beginning of the year. So everything is already set. And if there are any changes, we are usually not notified ahead of time. So it usually doesn't happen, but if there is, we'll be notified about it. And yes, it's clinical years have been going quite great so far. And yeah.
Perfect. And what's just one quick bit of advice that you'd give to someone who sat here on the other side of the screen now thinking, should I go for this? Should I not? What should I do? How should I figure this all out? What's your one bit of advice that you'd give there?
I would say go for it. Like, one big thing I go by is you only regret the chances you never take. And I was once behind the screen as well, doing my own research, trying to get into a medical school, trying to pursue my dreams. And sometimes you just got to take the risk. I know there's a million questions in your head about, am I doing the right thing? Is it the right place? Is it safe? Is it this and that? But honestly, like I honestly think if you just set your mind to it and just take the risk, it'll all be worth it at the end. Because when you come here, everything just falls into place. Like all your questions, all your doubts, everything will just get answered, and it'll all make sense to you. And I feel like it's a very rewarding experience, because studying abroad teach you like life skills you will never learn otherwise, like from cooking to groceries to, just learning to adapt, even like the small stuff that we would never learn by just staying home. So I would say just go for it. It is your passion, and you want to be a doctor. So I would say just take the risk and go for it.
Fantastic. Arani, thank you so much for joining. And obviously you're in such a peak time of your education at the moment, so I understand your time's super valuable. So we really appreciate you here, as we do with all the students. So thank you, and thanks Miss Alexandra for telling us all about Łódź. we hope to hear more from both of you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Thank you. Okay, so we've seen a bunch of fantastic opportunities. What I want to be able to tell you now is how we fit into all of this in a bit more detail. So at Medlink Students, we are run by doctors who have studied abroad themselves, and they understand just how important it is. Now, back in the day, many years ago, they would be taking calls themselves and advising and helping students. But now it's up to the jobs of full-time advisors such as myself, and as you can see, a few of my senior colleagues here that have been helping students for many years. We've got a big team at Medlink Students that are just on hand to pick up the phones and listen to you guys and hear your stories. And the idea is we want to get as much information from you as possible so we can give you advice on what universities best suit you. As you can see, there's loads of amazing options to go and study abroad, but it's very difficult to find the specific one for you alone. And that's where we help you. We know all the requirements. We speak with these universities on a weekly, if not daily basis. We have all the updates available and all the information. So whatever you're looking for in terms of budget, in terms of your grades and your educational background, we will be able to find the perfect university for you. That's step one. The next step is, of course, applying to a university. This is when you get handed over to what I like to call the real experts. These are the guys that are actually going to build your file. They're going to do all the legal work, the translations, everything that's required. They're going to inform you on exactly how you need to send the documents over. And we have offices in the UK and across Europe that handle all of these documents. We have specific teams for different countries and different universities with very specific expertise. So we can actually guarantee that your file is going to be made correctly every single time. Now, while we're building your file for you, we provide you with very specific and exclusive entrance exam materials. These are to help you get a competitive edge over other applicants into these schools. This also goes the same for schools that have interviews. We'll give you all the materials and all the access and support that you need to get the best possible results. So let's go on from there. Let's imagine that you've now been accepted. Congratulations, you're on your way to medical school. So what happens next? Next, you're going over there. So of course, we're going to help you when it comes to things like booking flights, if you need support with that, if you need help with getting things like health insurance and that sort of thing. And then when you arrive, we're going to have someone there to pick you up directly from the airport, because we understand it can seem like a daunting experience at first. Of course, as you can see from our students, once you get there, you get very comfortable and you realize how much of an amazing place it is. But in the beginning, it can go a long way just for you to have that small helping hand. And that's why we invest in having these teams. So they're there to help you from start to finish. So they'll pick you up from the airport. We do events with all the students. As you can see, some great pictures here of some of the students that have gone to some of the universities that we work with over the years. And we'll get you all together so you can get to know each other. We'll also help you with some of the standard things like getting a bank account, SIM card, helping you with accommodation, of course, making sure you feel comfortable and safe. And the other difference is our teams aren't just going to go away from there, but they're going to support you throughout all the years. So you're going to get ongoing support throughout all your years of education, lots of help and support throughout to ensure that you have every single chance of success. Once you join us, you are part of that Medlink Students family. You're part of our community. We want to help you. We want to see you joining our webinars as well. We want to see you helping others and being part of that medical community that's so important and has been so valuable for us for the over 12 years now while we've been helping students. So this also includes, of course, the post-graduation support. So once you've graduated, okay, where do I go next? How do I register with the GMC or with the US or Australia or wherever it is you're looking to go afterwards? We will give you as much guidance, advice and support as we possibly can from our perspective with our registered doctors from around the world. We'll do everything we can to help you make that process super easy. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's everything from ourselves at Medlink Students. Now I want to give you all a very special opportunity now, and that is the 2-for-1 offer. So we've very luckily been able to have this amazing opportunity with a few of our partner schools where they're willing to make some special allowances which allow us to do this special 2-for-1 offer. Now, it is only limited down to the first 50 students to apply, which I expect will be just over this weekend or the next 24, 48 hours. But if not, we're going to keep the offer going until next Tuesday. So if you're interested, just get in touch. You can have a free, no obligation call with us. Link is in the chat below if you can't do the QR code, or of course you can just search for medlinkstudents.com/2-for-1, and this offer will be valid. So if you want to also send us a message on WhatsApp and just say 2-for-1, if you've already got your advisor's WhatsApp number, now is the time. Pop them over the message because their calendars are going to get filled up. You want to be able to get a space to talk about the opportunities, find out which universities you can apply for with this offer. It is very limited, very exclusive, but we want to do something to help you, to say thank you for staying through and being committed. It's students like you that are hanging on here and being committed that we really want to do our best to help. Okay, so as I said, contact us 2-for-1 or scan the code here. Now we're going to move on and we're going to answer a few more of your questions. So let me just have a look at the questions that I have available here. So bear with me 1 second. So first question I have, and this one's come up a few times actually, is do I have to speak the language of the country if I want to study there? Do I have to speak the language of the country if I want to study there? I want to ask my colleague Dana to come back and answer that one for me.
Great question, actually, and a very common one. I think I get it from every student I speak to. The best thing about Europe is that the courses are fully taught in English, and you're not expected to know how to speak the local language to join the course. The exam, the entrance exam, is going to be in English, or if there's an interview, it's going to be fully in English. You're not required to know the local language or have a level of proficiency in that local language. You will go and the classes will all be in English, even the exams, and during your practical years, the exams are in English. The university will be helping you. That's the best part, is that the university doesn't expect you to speak the local language. However, they have implemented into their program a few hours a week to teach you the local language to help you in your daily life. As we heard from our students before in Georgia and in Serbia, that they've started benefiting from these courses by speaking to people and to shop owners and in restaurants in the local language. So the university helps you to learn the basics of the language by giving you some courses, but you're not expected to know the language to join the course. And even a lot of people there, because these cities have a lot of international students, a lot of them speak English. So language barrier is not something that you should worry about in these places that have been attracting international students for years and years now.
Great, thank you, Dana. It's absolutely true. These courses are tailored towards English-speaking students. So of course, although they want to teach you a little bit of the language just to help you in the beginning, the course is there for you to learn in English. And that's the main priority. So it's not something for you to worry about. So I want to invite one of our students back now. Nathalie, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, great. So question for you. We've had a few students asking about things like student societies and social events. Can you tell us what's the social side of university like for you there?
Since I just basically arrived here, I haven't got that big of an insight, or what to say, in the whole social, because also I got into a group where most of us are transfer students, so we're like pretty new, all of us. But as I can see, there are some clubs for students, different things. So what you can go and be a part of, but mostly I've just seen it's more from the academic parts that they have invitations for USMLE lectures and stuff like that, if you're interested in that. So yeah.
Fantastic. Some great opportunities there then already.
Yeah.
I know I just remembered when I was asking you the question then, of course, you've just managed to get the transfer with us to TMA. So we'll ask you again in a few months' time what you've been able to experience. Lagsaja, are you still with us?
Hi, yes, I am.
Hey, great. So how long have you been at the university now in Tbilisi?
Yep, so I've been here for a year now.
1 year. So can you tell us what's the social scene been like for you? Do you feel like you've missed out not being in the UK, or is it the opposite?
No, completely the opposite. I think what's really good about the unis here is that they listen to the students. So if students want to set up their own societies, things that maybe they don't do in Georgia that we do in the UK, you have full freedom on that. They even give you a little cash setup if you need any sort of funding, anything like that. But yeah, you literally have every opportunity. Like we just had an email about basketball society. We've got a bunch of different sports as well. With the social scene as well, I know some students will be interested in how the nightlife is as well. And it's literally the same in the UK as it is here. Different events pop up here and there. So it literally is the same. There's nothing to worry about.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Again, I think a lot of students worry. I know a lot of students from the UK are really worried, like, am I going to miss out? It's the
Yeah.
bit of that FOMO going
Yeah.
abroad. But yeah, I know as well from the places that I visited where our students are, it's an amazing, amazing social life that they can have.
Yeah, which is completely understandable as well. But honestly, it's nothing to worry about. They really do give you full freedom. There's so many events, different clubs, different events, different day events as well, that literally cater to everything that everyone wants.
Can you give us any examples of some of the events that you've done over the past year?
Yeah, so we actually just had a cultural event called Holy, which was really nice. They had like a DJ and we had the colored powders, which you literally just throw at everyone. If anyone doesn't know what Holy is, and it was really fun. We literally just had that last weekend. And yeah, there's so many more. I literally just came back for semester 3, so I've only been here for a month. But yeah, there's so many. We've had iftar parties for the cultural events again. There's so many night events, club events, and yeah.
Fantastic. Holy Fest as well in Tbilisi with the university. That's amazing. What a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So
For the mountain and everything, it's so good.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us. That's an amazing insight and a perfect answer to the question. I want to go on with a slightly different question now for my colleague Edmund, if you're available. The question is with regards to when you should apply. We've got a lot of students that are asking on here, when is the deadline for European University or for Petre Shatadze's TMA? So can you tell us a little bit about what advice we give at Medlink students when someone asks, when should I apply?
Thank you, Tom. Great question. There was a time when, a student would come to us doing the A-levels or preparing, and they'll say, hey, I'll come back after results day, see what I can get, and then I'll apply. We could do our best to get an application in. Now, these universities have become so popular and so much established now that they don't rely so much on their deadline. So you might go to a website, you see university and say, the deadline might be August. And then you'll say to us, I'll come back to you in July and then apply. Now, the universities work on a first come, first serve, of course, if you qualify. And so our advice to you is, if you are planning on applying this year and you know that this is the year that you prefer to study abroad, you don't want to take a gap year or wait around or spend any more time researching, then the time to apply is now. And that's because some of the universities that we partner with, they opened their admission process in September last year. Some have already closed. Now, some universities have already received too many applicants, and so they're considering closing their application either this month or next month. And these are the popular options as well. So our advice to you is, if you are considering applying, then get in touch. Let's see which options are suitable for you. And then the time to apply is now. You might be worried about what's going to happen with this, what's going to happen, whatever your worries are. Let's just have a discussion and see what best we can do for you. Right? There was a question that I wanted to add to this, which was about the language. Now, when I speak to a lot of students, they're very much worried about the language, which of course, I know Dana has brilliantly reassured you. There is another option where you may not have to, you don't even have to do a language course, which is Richmond. They teach the course fully in English, and there is no need for you to learn a new language. So that might be an option to also consider. Thank you, Tom.
That's great. I knew you'd be able to answer the question very clearly for everyone. So thank you very much for giving us that insight. Jasira, are you with us at the moment for us to ask you a question from your perspective?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, perfect. Jasira, what I wanted to ask you is, what is the language barrier like in Tbilisi, and how do you find it?
I mean, obviously, I'm not fluent in Georgian yet, but we do learn Georgian in university. But especially at the beginning, I relied on Google Translate, and it worked just fine. So I think at the very beginning, you can start with this kind of apps and everything. But as time goes by, I'm starting to actually actively try to speak Georgian and communicate with the Georgian people in Georgian. So it will come with time. I still have a long way to go.
Great, but do you ever get in a position where you're stuck, or are you able to just use Google Translate, or do people speak English where you need them to and things like that?
I haven't had an experience where I was completely stuck. It was either that, I used Google Translate, or I was lucky enough to find someone who spoke even very, very little English, so communication was possible. I even in the metro, when I wanted to exchange some money, the woman that that was working there, she spoke French because I asked her, "Do you speak English?" And she said, "No, I speak French." So we spoke in French.
Well, that's okay for you.
Yeah.
But for most of us, we're not so talented with multiple languages. But Jasira, thank you for giving us such a great insight. I guess as well, having such a good international student community is really helpful being there, isn't it? Because of course you're all speaking English together and supporting each other.
Mm-hmm. It is, absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. No, thank you so much for answering that question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time, and we can't wait to see how you get on.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to come here.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so I can see one more question, which I'm going to answer myself. This has been asked a few times, and it says, is Georgia accredited by the GMC, meaning the General Medical Council in the United Kingdom? So, technically speaking, the GMC, the General Medical Council, they only accredit universities within the United Kingdom. And this is because for a university to be accredited, it has to be regularly checked up on, and everything has to line up on a regular basis. And the GMC are not the sort of organization that's going to go around and regularly check up on thousands of universities and medical schools all around the world. So how do thousands of international doctors come and register with the GMC every single year? And that's what I'll explain. And the way it works is the GMC have a set of criteria, and this set of criteria has to be met. So when you graduate from your school, whether it's Georgia, whether it's Bulgaria, wherever it may be, as long as you meet all of the GMC's criteria of acceptance, as it's called, then you'll be able to go through the necessary steps and start your registration process. So that's the most fundamental thing. And as an organization run by a team of doctors, some GMC registered doctors, we do, of course, take a lot of care in the universities that we choose to work with, ensuring that they meet all of the GMC's current criteria of acceptance. And as I mentioned before, once you graduate, we do help you as well with the registration. So that pretty much brings us now to the end of the webinar. I apologize to anyone who's still got their questions unanswered, but I do really encourage you to book in an appointment here. It's completely free of charge to book an appointment. As you can see here, the consultation includes a personalized Q&A session. So we will be able to, for as long as we have the time together on the appointment, we'll be able to answer and go through all of your questions. We actually put no cap on our appointments. We're not one of those companies that just kind of gives you a free appointment and then disappears or waits for you to give us money or something like that. But the appointments are unlimited. So we want to be able to help you and make sure that you feel really comfortable so that by the time you get to a point where you've made that decision, you're 100% committed and ready to go. You'll feel a bit nervous and a bit excited. That's very normal, but we of course want to do everything we can to make sure you feel comfortable with the option that you make. And so that's what we're going to do. All you've got to do is take that first step, click the link, scan the code. You can have a consultation. We'll just have a conversation with myself or one of my colleagues here at Medlink Students. As I mentioned before, we'll ask a few questions about sort of what you want to see in a university, what you want to achieve. We'll look at your academic background, your grades. Do you prefer places with an entrance exam, or do you want somewhere with an interview basis? Are you looking for something for this September, perhaps? We still have lots of opportunities available through our strong connections that we have across Europe and the Caribbean for this September. Or are you looking for some time in the future? Then we can pre-arrange that. We can get tours of the universities so you can actually start going around and looking at them with our on-ground support teams. The opportunities really are endless. All you've got to do is think, let's just take that step. As the student said, let's just go for it. What have you got to lose? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I know, very cheesy line, but it is 100% true. Every single one of these students that you've heard from today, they were in your position before. They were thinking to themselves, oh, well, do I just stay in my home country? Maybe I should just study biomedical science or some other subject, that you've been given an offer to. Maybe I should just play it safe. Maybe I don't want to go so far away from my family. Just remember, if you're in Europe, you're only a couple of hours away on a flight. Take that leap of faith. You won't regret it. You have an incredible opportunity here with these universities, and you have an incredible opportunity to be supported throughout the whole process with Medlink Students. So thank you all so much for listening and taking part. We've really enjoyed having you all here. Can't wait to have conversations with you throughout the next few days and over the weekend while we have this 2-for-1 offer. If you want to have access to the slides from the presentation, you can scan the code here, pop in the details, and you'll be able to have access to the full presentation to go through and review. Just in case you didn't note down any of the university names or anything that you wanted to see, it's all available for you there. Okay, we can't wait to be able to speak to you all. So please do send us a message on WhatsApp or book in through the website, www.medlinkstudents.com. Click apply now. The consultation is absolutely free of charge, no obligation. We are here to help you, and we can't wait to hear your story. Thanks again for joining us. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.